Right, Council, do performance report, Chief Executive, Mr. Gareth Green.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. It's rather quick today because this month because obviously we don't have the service delivery or financial reporting report given the time of the year that we're currently doing the annual report. So all we've got there is the Treasury Management Report for you to go through. We put a little bit of a highlight package together there. Obviously the move into our new premise started with the weekend just gone, which went very well. And a lot of work there for staff working through the weekend, etc., setting themselves up, but as I say, it was pretty seamless. On other positive news, we've got 2 finalists in the Business Awards this Friday night, so we look forward to seeing them do well in that event, and great for them to become finalists. I guess the other really good news for us is a little bit of attention to Turangi as the work that's occurring down there on the both the eyesight with the Volcanic Activity Centre about to co-locate in that building, and so the eyesight's getting a bit of a makeover as we speak, facelift, and the service centre, which likewise is getting a facelift for our co-tenants, the Department of Conservation, who are going to be moving in there. So pretty exciting news for Turangi and a lot of hard work from the staff making that happen. But Alan, do you want to go through the?
Yeah, oops. Thank you, Alan. So, as far as the Treasury Management Report is concerned, as we've stated earlier, the lack of corporate paper has put pressure on us as far as the amount that we actually have on bank term deposits. That's not helped by the fact that with an OCR of 1.75%, it's hard to get a decent return. However, in saying that, as far as the TEL fund is concerned, after 887,000 being used as a rate subsidy and 500,000 used to assist in the relocation costs, we've still increased the fund from 54.6 to 56.3 million, which is a 3.1% increase. So that's net of those particular payouts. So it would have been about 5.5 otherwise. So with inflation as it is and OCR, I think we can be pretty pleased with the position as far as the TL fund is concerned. You'll also see that our net debt, our gross debt position is, as we budgeted, at 146 million. With the rates flow in, our net position is around the 30 to 40 million. And you'll see that there's a fairly low exposure to equities at the end of June. That's increased to 12% at the end of July as we're starting to be a bit more active in that field again.
Very good. Thank you, Alan. What happens next?
Any questions of this?
Any questions, Alan or Gareth?
Sorry.
Councillor Johns.
Thank you. Through the chair, just to Mr. Green, I was just wondering if you could give us an update. In your report, you talk about foreshore erosion and mitigation. Just could you expand a little bit more on what our priorities are?
Mm-hmm. So we've got a couple of areas of emergency works being undertaken as we speak, or have been finished. One of those is down at the what we call Hot Water Beach, down here at Taupo Foreshore. That's pretty much complete now, and has been very successful. The other one is at the southern end of the lake at Ratou, where a combination of some sand replenishment and some hard works were undertaken in an emergency work schedule. Again, very successful, although as we'll always maintain that the sediment replenishment in particular it's an ongoing process. It's not something you can do once and leave. There is a larger project for the remainder of that Kurito-Omori beachfront, which we're working through with our technical experts, the community, and applying for consent through the Regional Council. So that's underway. And then likewise there's some work that we're doing down at Riverside Park, and so we took the gum trees out there relatively recently and doing some planting and getting ourselves ready for that managed retreat in that area. So those are probably the priorities. Aware of some other areas around the lake, Kinloch, some other areas around the eastern shores which have been under some pressure, and we're working with the Regional Council on those. it's fair to say since the lake levels dropped as we came into winter, the amount of erosion obviously has dropped coinciding with that.
But one would assume now that the level's dropping, we can possibly look at investigating into some of those other areas.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, Councillor Williamson.
It's just more of an observation. Once again, congratulate Mr. Inherit and his team for the award and their financial very wise and prudent management of our finances in this district.
I second that.
Councillor Williamson.
Right.
Thank you very much. All right. Councillor Hickling.
I was going to ask a question, Your Worship.
Yes.
Particularly with regards to Riverside Park. We've lost an awful amount of that reserve down there with the erosion. I've been thinking just recently, that area has been stable for, 50 odd years. Yet all of a sudden we've had this quite large erosion down there. And I'd like to think that we could look in the long-term plan of doing some remedial work and probably try to reinstate some of that erosion work, because I don't know whether it's going to stop where it is at the moment. And if we're not careful, we're going to lose quite a substantial amount of reserve land down there.
So the erosion that's there has been occurring for some years. We've got records and reports going back, I think, 5 or 6 years where it was undercutting those gum trees.
It was undercutting, yeah.
To be fair, the gum trees are the things that have probably protected it as well as what they have. If it wasn't for those, it would have been more visible. And it was one of those unfortunate things that we had to bring the gum trees down because they were becoming a health and safety risk in themselves, partly because of the undercutting. I think it was the Fred Committee made a resolution in that location to do managed retreat, so not to undertake a...
I think we should review that, though.
It would be up to you if you wish to review. That's the current policy, so hence we're planting and looking at that. We have had Tonkin Taylor come and do some work down there. I don't know if you want to add anything.
No, we've had Tonkin and Taylor down there. We've also had Waikato Regional Council, their operations arm, having a good look at that area. And they are both in agreement that the managed retreat is the best approach for now. But obviously, if you want to revisit that, we can run that through Fred.
Yeah, I just wonder, because they did some quite substantial work in that harbour and in the river mouth there they did extend the moorings further down towards the pump station and where that erosion occurs. And that was done probably 5-6 years ago. I'm just wondering whether or not that is some of the reasons why it's now just washing in. Just a comment.
Potentially, I guess there'll be a number of things there which Tom and Taylor would have looked at, and that could be a contributing factor. Right? The river levels, so the amount of time that the gate is kept shut, and the velocity and river levels of water coming through would be a contributing factor. Our management of the site would be a contributing factor. So there'll be a number of things which change around that.
True.
Okay, thank you, Councillor Hickling. No other questions of the Chief Executive or the Accountant? No? All right, this is a recommendation there that we received the information. Could I have a move, please? Thank you, Councillor Bark, seconded by Councillor Wilson. All those in favour, please say aye. Those against? Carried.